What's up, everybody? It's fun to Game of Thrones again.
How's it going?
Wow, that was an eventful episode. Took a lot out of me. Yeah. Well, you guys know me, Walter Panasiak, Brian Porter over there. Special guest,
Harry Locke IV. How's it going, everybody?
Oh.
Yes. Glad to be here.
Harry's my oldest best friend, and it's been a long time since we've been in a video together. Three Stooges together.
Yeah.
Yes. Fantastic. So Harry actually got me into Game of Thrones. So
and by extension, me, because Walter got me into Game of Thrones.
That's right.
See, you spread it to me, and I spread it to him.
That's right. It is the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, it so is. So this episode had a lot of crazy stuff going on in it. So let's just start from the beginning here. So Brian and Jaime are alive. I mean, I pretty much expected that.
Was a given.
I think everybody thought that. So they pop up out of the water and everything. Mm-hmm. And they're just like, you know, they got attacked by just one dragon, and she's got two more. That's what Jaime says. So
yeah.
Jaime
looks like he's like, we're fucked.
Yeah, he realizes it's finally, like, he kind of knew it before, but now it's kind of settled in, like, there's absolutely no
Seeing
way.
them in action was probably worse than he was anticipating.
Exactly. And that last episode with that, I would be feeling the same way. Right. So we see Tyrion sort of, like, surveying the battlefield. I mean, these are, you gotta keep in mind, like I said last episode, these are, like, his family soldiers. I mean, I'm sure he grew up with a lot of these people who died in this battle, so he's feeling very conflicted.
Right.
So when he goes and sees that Dany's talking to the Lannister survivors, and I think he's kind of trying to...
It's pretty bittersweet.
Yeah, for him. So we see Randall and Dickon Tarly, who are Sam's older brother and father, and they won't kneel. They refuse to kneel. Dany is not having it.
Right.
Even though Tyrion's like, you should probably like let him live or something.
Yeah, he's really trying hard to try and keep her from the path of death and trying to make sure that she walks the path that she's been on for the most part this entire whole story with, you're freeing people and, giving people the chance. And I mean, she did give him the chance to do it.
Oh, she gave him a couple chances. I mean, I don't blame her for
He's really
this
trying to like, nope, don't go down that path.
Right.
And,
And then she has Drogon burn them to nothing.
And you can see the train wreck that is about to happen now from those actions. Because that is Samwell Tarly's father and brother. And not to jump too far ahead, but because of some actions that he makes later in the episode, we can only guess that he's going to go in one direction to meet up with certain people, who are working with her. And when that news comes to be revealed that she is the one who toasted his pops and his brothers, I don't know.
I mean, he didn't like his dad.
His dad's character is going to be a brother.
But you gotta think that's still
going to be affecting him. Absolutely.
What makes her different from these other, tyrannical leaders? If she killed his family relatives.
And the Grand Maester didn't even get to tell him that his brother and dad died before he left the Citadel at the end. So we'll get to that. But a lot of stuff to unpack here. Right. So Jaime sees Cersei and basically tells her that Olenna is the one that killed Joffrey, not Tyrion, as she keeps thinking. And she doesn't believe him like I knew she wouldn't believe him.
No. Right. But when she finally believes it, Jaime's like, if you were Olenna, would you want your daughter to be married to Joffrey or Tommen? And she's kind of like, oh.
You see her eyes kind of open up, and she's real well.
Shit.
Right.
So from there we go to, this is crazy scene. So Drogon lands on Dragonstone to meet Jon Snow there, and he's kind of like sniffing him, and he smells the Targaryen. He smells the fire and blood.
And Jon doesn't back up, which I think is just a
he's
big
scared as
step
hell,
right
you could
there.
tell.
But he doesn't back up, and he leans forward. Maybe he's feeling it. Maybe he gets sense.
Right.
Maybe
he kind of
some
has
kind
that
of
with the
dragon
dragon
thing going on. Right.
And Jon's kind of having this daddy moment. He's
like,
oh, who's this guy?
Yeah, exactly.
If Jon Snow rides a dragon, I'm gonna lose my shit.
It's going to happen.
It's inevitable.
He should ride the ice dragon.
It's gonna be the poster
that would be insane.
of season 8.
Yeah, you're probably right.
That would be sweet.
If we call it here first, if that's actually what happens, because I could totally see that happening.
Right.
But yeah, that was just a crazy scene. Just like not a lot of no words, obviously. Just
and you see Daenerys kind of looking like
she's confused a little.
Drogon's head's kind of blocking Jon for a second, and she's kind of looking like, did he eat him? No, I don't know.
No, he's still
And then
there.
she sees him petting like Drogon's like, wow, this dude's petting my dragon.
Right.
Back up.
Yeah, right. From there, Jorah comes back. Jorah is already back on Dragonstone to serve Khaleesi.
Still in the friend zone.
Still in the friend zone.
Still in the friend zone, but he loves his friend zone, I think. I think that's the one place he
has a worse
thrives.
fate than many of the characters on this show. Have you ever seen someone friend zoned that bad? That's got to be one of the spinoffs. Right?
Jorah's friend zone adventures.
It's so bad and endless.
It's
endless quest to get out of the friend zone.
The friend zone is long and full of terrors. Yes, that's for sure. But then we go back to Winterfell and we see Bran, his only appearance in this episode. He's warging into the crows or ravens, and he's checking on the White Walkers. And we see that there's a ton of whites and White Walkers marching towards the wall. And we get that little snap from
the Night King is still present, knows the Raven's presence.
Right. So and that kind of wakes Bran up, and that sort of tells the people from Winterfell to send a Raven to the Citadel, wherever, to kind of warn them what's going on. Right. So from there, we do go to the Citadel with Sam sort of listening in on the conversation that they're having about the scroll they just got. Mm-hmm. And most of the Meisters, of course, don't believe what's happening, and they're kind of just mocking the things and talking about past rulers who said, oh, you remember when this god was going to kill us?
Right.
And that didn't happen.
Are the Meisters, are they supposed to be symbolic of, politicians and global warming?
Part of it. Sure. Yeah,
that's not happening.
No.
There's no proof.
Cooling is not happening.
Is that what this is supposed to kind of
mirror?
Yeah.
I can see that.
It's almost frustrating how
ridiculously stupid they are about it.
Yeah.
No.
And Sam, this is kind of where Sam sort of snaps at this point, because he's kind of been eating a lot of crap with them. And this is
he's kind of going through the Arya phase where we've been waiting for him to make his...
Oh, yeah, that's a similar...
do something,
storyline.
Not just stop waiting, for the action.
Right, so he kind of just loses it and leaves the room, and then...
Right. Well, he's telling them, I've seen it. We need to do something. You guys are powerful. Everybody will listen to you. So get the word out. Get your armies up to the north, and let's fight this. And then everybody's like, yeah, we could do that, or we could not.
Or we could do nothing.
Or we could make fun of the fat boy.
So he just snaps, and that was it.
Right. And then we see Varys and Tyrion in Dragonstone's throne room, and Varys is pissed that Tyrion let Dany burn the Tarleys.
Right.
Because he wants this ruler to be fair and not burn people like her father did. I think that's the main concern here, is that the Mad King just ended up burning all of his enemies, and she's kind of already
on that
path a little bit. Even if she's not, it looks like she is.
Right.
And that's the point there. So Varys is an interesting character, because even after he kind of explained that he's for the people and stuff, I still don't 100% trust him.
Right.
There's still something a little off about Varys.
Right.
So I know his book counterpart is way more complex in his motivations and stuff, but here there's still something that's
because he still has that little finger complex about him, where it's like he's scheming, but to what is the ultimate goal, of his character and his intentions.
And he even says that, when the Mad King was burning people, or when he brought people to when they were burning, I said, I was doing it as a service.
Right, that was a good little story.
It was really good, but so he's been under rulers, he's been under many kings, and so he's always had kind of a power and kind of an influence. But where does that end? You know what I mean? He's always been influential to the important people. So how much further can he go?
Is he happy being a lifelong assistant? Is he a lifelong PA? He's a career PA?
Career production.
He's a career production assistant.
I'm 50 years old, still producing films and assisting behind the scenes.
Still helping the craft services. Uncelebrated.
That's fantastic. But from there we go to Dany's council, and basically the point of this scene is that Jon wants to go into the north to bring a White Walker back to prove to everybody that this is real, and that will hopefully unite everybody to go after the White Walker.
And Jorah is like, you know what? Maybe if I bring back an undead beast, then she'll love me. I'll go.
Oh my God.
He volunteers to go to the north, and it's like...
we get a little married band of gentlemen we'll get into in a minute. But so from here we get to the really interesting stuff in the episode. We get to the north, and we see that the north is sort of starting to get a little restless with Jon being away, and they're sort of trying to throw their support behind Sansa at this point.
Right.
And she's saying, well, I understand, guys, but she's not defending Jon exactly, because we kind of see her ulterior motives, that a little finger is sort of implanted in her, whether she realizes it or not, that she's kind of playing the game, and her game right now, she's in a good position to take over the north. So, and Arya confronts her about this, which is a good scene too.
Yeah.
Right.
So they talk in their parents' bedroom, which is a nice little backdrop to all this. Arya just having none of it, man.
Right.
Arya, I think you can always count on her to just go straight forward with things. I mean, she's sneaky, but she's not sneaky where she's not gonna, like talk one way to your face and act another way.
She has no interest in playing political finesse.
Absolutely, which is
she's completely transparent. Definitely.
So she's spying on Littlefinger with that scroll. We paused it on there, so it was the one that Sansa sent back to Robb, I'm pretty sure, to tell him to surrender to Joffrey after Ned died. I'm pretty sure that's what that was. This is like season 1 stuff.
Yeah, they only showed like a small portion of it that was actually in focus. The rest of it was blurred, kind of out of focus.
Right.
And so we only saw a little bit, but it was talking about, swearing fealty to Joffrey. He died from wounds he suffered at the hand of, or during the course. I don't know. Couldn't see a lot of it, but it was a thing that.
And like I was saying, if you remember back in that second season when Littlefinger left King's Landing, Cersei basically promised him to be Warden of the North, if he, remained in her loyal, grace. So it's kind of
playing both sides.
He's setting it up, So, and he was spying.
Dude, that was hilarious, by the way, because Arya's like behind the shadow and like looking, and then she does her thing, and then she leaves his room, and then he comes up behind the shadow,
and the dragon comes up behind him.
The dragon comes up behind him.
And George R. Martin's behind him.
That would have been a great little comedy scene, actually. So from there, we go to King's Landing, and Davos is bringing Tyrion to King's Landing so he could talk to Jaime. So this is a great scene. I wish it was a little bit longer. I think that's kind of the sacrifice of this season, is that things are moving along so quickly that we don't get these long, great character scenes anymore. I mean, once in a while we have like these past 2 seasons, but for the most part, it's all like, we got to move. We got a couple episodes left here.
But even so, these characters are being able to get put in the positions that we've been building towards for so long. The sacrifice of the time to draw out these big monologues or whatever,
I know what you mean,
is okay because we finally get results and we see where everything's coming together.
I know what you mean.
And the scenes themselves are awesome. Short, but awesome.
We're getting a lot of progression.
That
often took
whole
seasons to get through.
So Bronn brings them together, which of course he does. He brings the 2 brothers he's basically friends with together. And Tyrion is just trying to explain to Jaime that you have no way of winning this, man. There's a
larger threat.
And there's a larger threat.
That is
but
looming.
Jaime's still kind of hung up on the whole, you killed my dad.
Right, you killed our dad.
That little thing.
Right. I love there's that one line where Tyrion kind of breaks and says, do you think I wanted to be born this way? And sort of Jaime just like snaps back at him there, which was a nice vulnerable moment for Tyrion, which he has been more vulnerable this past 2 seasons since he's been banished or since he left Westeros. So that was a nice moment for him, and I love Peter Dinklage, man. I mean, the guy can do no wrong.
Gotta love the Dinkle.
Gotta love the Dinkle. It's true. So from here, this is the moment.
Oh my God!
This is the moment.
He's powering up.
Davos is like, I'll have some business.
Oh, we've been waiting so long.
And he goes into a blacksmith shop, and who's there?
Gendry!
Finally!
He's not rowing anymore.
No,
he's not rowing.
Hashtag stop rowing. He's back. He's back.
And they even say that.
They say that.
They're like, I thought you were
a little
nod
to the audience.
I know.
To the fans.
I was waiting for him to come back.
What season was that? Season 3?
It was like 2 or 3.
2 or 3.
He's been gone.
Let us know in the comments. But it was like 2 or 3.
It was early.
Season 7. So.
He's been gone a really long time. So to see him back was great.
And he looked great.
Oh, he looked good.
He looked ready for war.
He's changed. That's what I'm saying. Like
he's gotten bigger.
He was bigger, but I mean, like his personality is much more like to the point business.
He's got that John Connor Terminator Salvation look, and he's got that big hammer.
Christian Bale.
He's got that kind of Christian Bale brooding.
That was a great moment. That's a great moment where they asked him if he knows how to use swords. Like, no, I prefer it's just the hammer. It's like, dude,
so much fan service.
I know.
In this episode, it's like, what?
I know, the Warhammer, man.
That was great.
From there, they reconvene back at the boat that Davos had, and there's there's these two not Lannister, but King's Guard, or not King's Guard, I don't know who they were, like these low-bottom guards who were there sort of checking things out, and Davos tries to pay him off. Doesn't really work because they see Tyrion coming back, and he just like pops out. I'm like, why?
Maybe he thought he was so short they wouldn't see him.
Maybe that was it.
Right.
Yeah.
It works for me sometimes.
So they,
Experience.
So they start to put it together, and Gendry's just like, nah, screw this, and he grabs his warhammer and bashes their heads in.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Which worked pretty well.
Yeah. And that shows where Gendry's head's at. He's like, you know what, fuck this, let's just go. I'm gonna kill these guys.
But it also shows that he's formidable. You know, he's not going to be
a
liability to these guys. You know,
he's taken after his father. Kind of Robert was a wild fighter and everything.
Right. Before he let himself go.
Right. Well, that's pretty well. Even then, I mean, he's like an unpredictable factor.
Right.
You know, and now Gendry's kind of taken on that personality. It seems like where he didn't really have that before.
Yeah.
Right.
So it seems like now he knows who his father is. He's sort of embracing his family and stuff.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And then he had the years that he said that he was, making the swords for the Lannisters.
Right.
So
the
he's
people
kind of
that killed, killed his father, tried to kill me.
Right.
He's ready to.
It's been building up inside of him. So that'd be.
Yeah, Gendry is a very interesting wild card to watch going forward and how.
Especially this late in the season.
Right.
And where he goes next, we'll get to that in a second. But it's crazy.
Right. So from there, we find out. I'm pretty sure Cersei's pregnant, right?
Oh yeah,
because Jaime is trying to tell her what Tyrion told him about everything, and she
of course she knows.
Well, she already knows
that Tyrion was there. She knows that Bronn led them there.
Right. And then she sort of changed the subject and says we got to protect
the nephew, daughter, son.
An abomination.
Yeah, so she kind of pats her stomach or whatever, and Jaime kind of takes a second.
Right? Yeah, we all were like, ugh.
Jaime takes a second. He's just like, oh, yay.
Right.
And he's like, oh, who are you going to say the father is? And she's just kind of like, duh.
Right.
We're putting this on the spotlight.
Right.
And he's nobody's going to like that.
This is interesting, though, because remember that prophecy, the lady of the frog lady, or whatever the heck her name was, but she only predicted that she would have 3 children. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen here.
It's a shadow baby.
It might be.
Oh, no.
I mean, Qyburn came out of the room, right?
Right.
Qyburn was in the room before Jaime went in there, so he could have been putting a little magic on there.
No.
It's the mountain. No.
It's the what?
No. The mountains, baby.
Oh no.
God. I don't even want to think about that.
That's pretty terrible.
But this is an interesting twist here.
Also, she could just be straight playing Jaime.
That's possible,
sees him,
but
she sees him going away. She sees him kind of getting, worried about, hey, we're gonna lose. I met with our brother, so she sees this kind of this weakness, or this leaning towards the other side,
that's
or
true.
not being as sworn to her as he usually is. And maybe she's just like, I got a baby right here.
But it totally makes sense of that love making episode they had.
Yeah, they kind of built it up,
trying to,
because she out of character. I mean, it wasn't out of character for them to do their thing, but for her to just come in and be like that, we
haven't really seen too much of that. Only after only after really big things we saw that kind of where they did it right beside the body of their dead son.
That was a little rapey.
That was
that was weird.
That was an interesting choice by them, but
they really don't know how to pick a time properly.
Right. But then she's sort of saying that she has to play this war the way that Tywin would have played it, which is kind of playing to the other side. So she's going to probably go along with the Daenerys thing, and they're all going to
acquiesce them so much.
And they're going to an armistice,
and they're going to strike right when the appropriate time presents itself.
So I don't see that working, because Daenerys is going to see that coming. Tyrion is going to see that coming.
Tyrion's definitely going to see it coming.
And he even said to Jaime how he took him for a fool by abandoning Casterly Rock.
Right.
So now Tyrion kind of sees where Jaime's head's at, okay, Jaime knows, so let's play this a little bit differently. I think if Cersei actually does agree to the armistice pretty quickly, Tyrion's gonna be like, nah, she's laying a trap.
We'll see what happens. So from there we go back to Dragonstone. Gendry meets Jon Snow, which is the meeting of the bastards.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Big moment. Well, I guess Jon's not technically a bastard, as we find out in a bit here, but but it is really cool to see these two characters, like the sons of Robert and Ned, meeting up, and they kind of reminisce about that a little bit.
And they give each other a little shit right away, and there's kind of like that kind of feeling
leaner
each
and
other
you're shorter,
out.
right? But it was cool to see that dynamic back. It was kind of a similar thing, so I'm excited to see where they go. I mean, they're teamed up now, so it's cool to see because he's going to be helping Jon in the north going after a White Walker. So that's really cool. Tyrion and Jorah share a nice little moment before they leave too, because they, remember when they were back on that Quarth,
Slaver's Bay?
There's so many freaking places.
I don't know.
Essos?
Marine. When they were in Marine, they were slaves and stuff. So, and they went through old Valyria together and stuff. That's where Jorah contracted the grayscale.
Grayscale, right?
Yeah. So they've been through some stuff together. So it was nice to see them finally interact again. And we see the little kiss on the hand from
the final friend zone piece. Poor Jorah.
Jorah to Daenerys.
It was never meant to be.
No, apparently not. Because then Jon comes up right after, and she's just like,
"Oh, bye, right? Bye, Jorah.
Yeah. Jon." Yeah. So they all sail for the Wall to get a White Walker to prove to everybody what's going on.
East Watch, right? They're going to East
Watch.
Right.
They're going to be going out there because that's where the Army of the Dead is right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So from there, we go to Sam. With what's his girl's name again? I forgot already.
Gilly,
yeah. And Gilly's reading some things. He's pissed off because we saw in the previous scene that he's just had enough of them not believing them and they're fools, and he's about to strike out on his own here. But while she's just reading like these little details that this old Meister kept, and one of them
she asks, she's like, "What is an annulment?" And he's, it's whenever they suspend a marriage to get to another one or whatever.
Right.
And he says the definition kind of a passing, and she's like, "Oh well, you go ahead." Well,
it says that this Meister granted annulment to a Prince Rhaegar, or whatever you call them, from his current wife, so he could get married to a different woman in Dorne.
It's secretly
Tower of Joy.
Exactly.
Do you know what?
Maybe a Lyanna Stark and secret baby.
You should have seen
in such tower.
Secret baby.
When she said that, when she read that, Walter actually got up and ran around.
We had to watch it again because I
lost it.
Yeah, he literally.
I took a penance walk around.
But they're piecing everything together to now legitimize what we have.
We know already. Well, there's two big teases here with Jon and the Dragon, and with this. So it's like, when is he gonna find out?
Right. And is it gonna happen before this season is over, or are they gonna?
I don't know. I think it's gonna be beginning of next season is when they're gonna find out. I think the ending of this season, I think, is gonna be that ice dragon. But we'll get there in a second.
And it's still the question of, what does that mean to Daenerys?
Right? Because
does it make him friend, foe, love, or
right? I think everyone wants them to get together, but I'm like, I know.
It's like, no, that's
if they're ruling as like family members or something. That I could.
Does he then become maybe her hand? Because it seems Tyrion is struggling
Lord
a bit.
Commander type.
Well, because it seems like Tyrion is struggling with how to.
She doesn't
really listen to him.
No.
Yeah, but
Jon thinks so, Lena, for that.
Maybe she might listen to Jon, but Jon thinks the same way that Tyrion does as far as
he's more handsome.
The war.
But he's Kit Harington.
He's taller, and we all know that's what matters.
Right. So I don't know what they're gonna do. I could kind of see like after the war, like Daenerys like grants him just to stay in the north and be king in the north. Like that could be like an isolated kingdom, like Dorne kind of was for a long time. I could kind of see that happening too.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Unless she keeps up her bend the knee bullshit.
Right.
I hope she does. I love how that kept going. Like I'm glad there wasn't any of that this episode with him. But like at the last episode, like he shows him like there's freaking cave drawings of this shit, man.
Right.
Just like, yeah.
But
you still gotta bend the knee though.
Bend that knee though.
Like it's bending the knee.
Right.
This is why zombies trying to kill everybody. But if you just bend the knee, everything will be fine.
It'll all be over. Right. It'll all be over.
Yeah. So from here. Sam leaves the Citadel, and this is a big moment for him because he always wanted to gain all this knowledge. He's in the center for knowledge in the known world, and he has to leave all that behind for a greater purpose. Mm-hmm. So he
takes a lot of stuff with him, though.
He takes all the breaks in the forbidden place and takes all those books. And there's a nice stare. Right, they're not. But he has a nice stare at that chandelier that's in the opening of the show and everything, and it's a big moment for him. And Sam, what's the actor's name to play Sam? Can't remember his name. He's a really good. He gives really good facial expressions.
Yeah. He's very emotive.
Yeah, he's expressive.
Yeah, he's a great character, and a great actor too. So from there, I think this is when we got the Littlefinger Arya stuff too. But we already talked about that. With Arya spying on Littlefinger and Littlefinger spying on Arya. So that was interesting. So from this point, we go to the ending of the episode. Jon and his merry men are at the wall. So they see that the Hound and the Brotherhood Without Banners are being kept in a little jail cell. Because they wanted to go north of the wall. We found out that was going to happen. They wanted to go to Eastwatch by the Bay too. So after a little bit of convincing, they all decide they're going to be teaming up. So
make sure you touch on the fact that a lot of these characters
are enemies.
Were enemies or were influenced by each other, and now in separate ways at separate times. But now we're all together.
And there's you could still see again. They're setting up these future tensions of you've got in Gendry, who was almost sacrificed by these Lord of the Light. And you've got
he said that.
Jon, who was resurrected.
Right.
You've got Beric, who's been resurrected.
A million times.
And if this Targaryen thing finally does come to full frontal fruition, even there, that Baratheon lineage, also has some
has some kind of claim to it.
Right.
I mean, he was the rightful heir.
I mean, his dad killed Jon's dad.
Right, we were talking about that a second ago. They think, because that adds another layer to that meeting when they first met, because they think that their dads are friends, we're friends.
But they're
no,
in reality,
your dad's killed, like your dad killed his dad. Oh man.
Right.
And he doesn't even know. The layers in the show that the characters don't know about, that we know about, it adds a really interesting dynamic as a viewer, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because we know all this stuff and we're just waiting for them to find out, waiting for the other shoe to drop.
And then on top of that, you got the Hound, too.
I know, the Hound, I just told him shut the hell up, it was great.
Yeah. But now, where are we going to go with him? And because he saw in the fire, which, obviously his Hound doesn't like the fire. He saw in the fire, he saw Eastwatch, he saw Eastwatch, saw the wall, and, I think he saw the ice, the White Walkers or whatever.
Right.
So now we've got him kind of delving more deep into this mystic shit that he never believed in.
Right.
He was always, if I can't see it, I can't touch it, it ain't real.
Right.
And so now he's becoming more...
He's the converted unbeliever.
Right.
Yeah, so, there's a whole bunch of different dynamics here, sort of going towards the same goal. But, it's the Brotherhood Without Banners and the Hound. Right. It's Jon Snow, it's Gendry, it's Jorah,
the Wildlings.
It's Tormund, and it's a bunch of Wildlings, and they're all going out. That's a great band of characters.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely.
So, the ending of here is them going out of the gates, and they're going to find a freaking White Walker to bring back.
Right.
So, the next episode preview that we got... show that battle's definitely going to happen.
It's going to be
this
bedlam. It's
right?
going to be crazy.
Well, this is the
penultimate episode.
Yeah, this is the second to last episode, and it seems to be that majority of each of the seasons, the second to last episode is usually
the episode.
An absolute crazy battle.
Right. Someone's going to die. You were saying
someone.
It better not be Tormund.
I could see Tormund. I can see Jorah. I could definitely see Jorah. Yeah. I think he might be the most likely.
The friend zone comes.
Yeah. I'm fine with him. I'm fine with him dying. We gotta kill Tormund. He needs to get with Brienne.
We need the comedy relief.
Yeah.
We need the comic relief.
I don't know. Gendry, they just brought back, so if they kill him, that'd be so stupid.
That would be terrible.
Yeah, they can't do that.
Yeah.
If they do, that'd be really dumb. That'd be a George R. R. Martin movie.
Beric too, though. What
we saw the Lightbringer sword, so that's gonna probably happen. It is gonna happen.
I'm sure. So that sword's gonna be good to battle. So
he's gonna die and give it to Jon, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe if.
But Jon's got
passing up the torch.
Right.
Jon doesn't need it though because he's got the Valyrian steel sword.
Yeah, but it doesn't light on fire.
Yeah, but that's cooler.
You still gotta.
That's cooler. I want to see Jon on the poster with the fire sword, not
him touching everybody's swords and lighting them on fire.
Right.
Oh, flaming warhammer.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That would be amazing.
Combo.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this next episode, like we said, the penultimate episodes of each season have been traditionally the most action-packed, and were a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah, last year wasn't Battle of the Bastards. That was
Battle of the Bastards. I think that was the second last episode. And Hard Home, and then
Red Wedding.
Yeah, Red Wedding, the battle at the wall.
At the wall, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to this one. I think this is going to be the most action-packed one.
It's been a really fast 5 episodes.
Yeah, it feels fast and everything, but I'm definitely soaking it in the right way. It feels like it's going by fast, but not like oh, I'm missing all the stuff. I'm getting all of the satisfaction of everything.
Right.
So, man, I love this freaking show.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I love it so much.
Amazing.
It's definitely shaping up to be the best season so far.
Right.
And season 6 would be my second favorite. Right now, it's my most favorite season. Full season
6
that we've seen.
Yeah.
But season 7, they keep going how they've been going. Even
the hits keep coming.
Yeah.
Right. Definitely.
It's only 7 episodes, but we've gotten so much more in 5 episodes than we've gotten in multiple seasons.
For
a lot of character payoffs, a lot of plotline payoffs so far. And they're still setting up new material.
Right. The pregnancy thing, I think, is the biggest twist here that I didn't see coming. Right. So I'm going to be interested to see how where his loyalties lie now. Right. Because one of the other prophecies from that witch or whatever that Cersei went to when she was a kid was that your brother is going to kill you. So it's like, she always thought it was going to be Tyrion, but it's probably going to be Jaime. Right. So we'll see what happens.
That would bring his character arc, and
that would be to a full close.
Kingslayer, Queenslayer,
right?
Yeah,
I got it all. Still protecting people.
That's a hell of a resume.
But both times, he was not the most noble character back in the day, but he was still protecting everybody when he killed the Mad King. So he was saving it. He did save everybody. So that was a big deal. So yeah, I mean, I'm just looking forward to more of this stuff. So. Until next time, me and Port will be back. Harry, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys, for having me. It's been fun talking Thrones with you.
We've been talking on a couch and a video, too. We'll say this is Return of the Couch.
Where's Danny?
I don't know. Porter's replacement Danny for now.
I don't have... Hang on.
He's going to put a blanket
on. That's semi-disrespectful, but I appreciate it.
Danny, I'm sorry.
It's all good. Winter's here, guys. We'll see you later.
Have a good one.
Bye.